What's going on, fellas? If you've been trying to play the new Warzone, but movement just feels a little clunky, if you can't reload while you're sprinting, or you're having issues with audio, try some of these settings out. Make sure if they work that you share this with a friend and you drop a follow. Alright, let's get into some of the important ones, and then I'll just scroll through all my settings after that so you can check them out. So, we're going to start by going over to Combat. We're going to scroll down until we get to Combat Advanced Settings. You're going to see sprint cancels reload. Make sure this is turned off. If you do not, every time you move your stick while trying to reload, it is going to cancel it. Next, we're going to go to movement. You're going to want to scroll down to the bottom. Once we get to parachute automatic behavior, turn that off. Then also go to vehicle advanced settings. Change both of these to driver control. If you don't change these to driver control, you'll have to use your stick to drive the vehicle instead of using your trigger to drive the vehicle. After that, we're going to go to aiming. We're going to go to advanced aiming settings. Then you're going to want to change these to instant, assist, and dynamic. Now that we've done that, we're going to want to go back to our graphics settings, go over to view, and make sure you turn your FOV back up. These settings that I've highlighted are the ones that have reset as Warzone came out. And for the sound, we're going to want to go to audio. For speaker output, use stereo, enhanced headphone mode off. Audio mix, you want to turn headphone bass boost. Then scroll down to asymmetrical hearing compensation and make sure you turn this on. That'll help fade out a lot of the extra noise in the background, but still keep footsteps and gunshots a lot louder. Okay, now that we've went through those settings, we're going to go through the rest. Some of these settings are just as important, but most of the settings I went through before are the ones that reset when Warzone came out for a lot of people. If any of these are important, I will highlight over them a little bit longer and speak on it though. So first, for me, I do go to button layout and I do play on tactical. That just makes it to where you melee with either circle or B and you slide with your right stick. I do play claw, so for me this does work out a lot better. The sensitivity in this game has changed a lot compared to the previous Warzone. So if you feel like your aim is really loose and you're moving around a lot, go ahead and change these to 7/7 and that will help you out. Other than that, just make sure you have controller vibration turned off. And then for dead zones, make sure your max for left stick is 80. Your max for right stick, you can keep it 99. Your minimums are going to be due based on your controller and if you have stick drift or not, but keep them as low as you can without having stick drift. For your right and left trigger, I do recommend setting it to 0. Now, for aiming, I personally do not like having it to where when I ADS, the multiplier goes up or down. I like it to be the same as when I am hip firing or looking around. So I personally keep those at 1. But if you want to, you can turn up your other sensitivity a little bit, then come back to ADS sensitivity and turn it down just a little bit. That way you don't lose accuracy when you are ADSing or going for long range fights. We've already went over the aiming advanced settings, so I'm going to skip this one. Make sure if you're on controller, you do have target aim assist and ADS aim assist turned on, motion sensor behavior off, and then for the advanced settings, you don't have to worry about it since they are turned off. For movement, tactical sprint assist is going to feel the best for Warzone. Just make sure you have that delay set to 0 and that you have both of the assists turned on. For mantle, you want to turn that off. For crouch assist off. Corner slice is completely preference. It really does not make much of a difference in game when it comes to you being able to actually shoot around a corner. It is the same no matter what. I just like how it feels. To me, it feels more fluid. You do want to set your your slide dive behavior to hybrid because this will make it to where you can slide and dive with both of them having no delay. It will take a little bit to get used to, but if you're going to fully utilize the Omni movement, you're going to want to have this on. And then for automatic airborne mantle, a lot of people like this off, but if you are more of an aggressive player, you will want to have this turned on. But I do recommend you change it to partial. That way it'll only mantle if you will take enough to die from fall damage. After that, we're going to want to put sprint restore and slide maintain sprint on. The parachute behavior we already turned off. Mantle cancels reload. Obviously, you're going to want to have that one turned off. For movement advanced settings, I prefer to have it on toggle off, off, on. Then double tap. This is important for Omni movement as well. I know before we always did single tap sprint, but with Omni movement, it's going to feel a lot more smooth if you do have it set to double tap. Plunging underwater, we want set to free. Sprint, bash the doors open. I prefer to keep that one on. We've already went over the vehicles. So then you come over to combat. A lot of these are pretty standard settings. You're not going to want to change too many things. I prefer prioritizing the body shield just because I think that's a great mechanic in the game. You do want to make sure you have it set to apply all armor plates. For C4 detonation, I like it all at once, but you can also change that to whatever you do prefer. Equipment behavior, I set that to hold. That is so if you're trying to cook a grenade and let go of it, all that kind of stuff, you don't have to tap it twice. For manual fire behavior, you do want that set to press. If you have it set to hold to shoot, any of your guns will shoot slower if they are semi-auto guns and you do hold it than what you could do if you press it. And it'll make a lot of the pistols in the game feel very clunky. Even if you are tapping them as fast as you can, they'll be capped at a lower rate. Then for the advanced combat settings, we do want to have these set to sprint, tactical sprint, then focus, instant, tap to interact, off as we went earlier, independent, or you can do paired if that's what you prefer, but I keep this on independent, and then off and off. And that should just about cover everything. I know it's a little bit of a lengthy video. I tried to keep it as short as I could, but a lot of these settings are important. They're going to dramatically change how your game feels and how much you're going to enjoy the game. You can also try a game with your normal settings, then maybe go through, take some screenshots, then try these settings. If you don't like them, you can always go back, but I do think this is going to help you out a lot, fellas. You guys have a great day, and I'll see y'all later.